Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing one of the most fervorous and controversial teases in Persona history, that is Persona 5S. Following the release of the second teaser for P5R, now known as Persona 5 The Royal, which I discussed in my previous video, Atlus updated their previously mysterious website P5S.jp to reveal a new tease and calling card promising more information to come to the title on April 25th at the Persona Live concert. The calling card reads as follows: "We will show you a new Phantom Thieves that will turn the world's cognition on its head. We are energized by voices that seek satisfaction. Once again, we will take your heart at the Ryogoku Kokugi-Con from the Phantom Thieves." Looking into this calling card and the title of P5S as a whole, many ideas for the next entry in the Persona 5 universe can be speculated upon. First, looking at the landscape of Persona 5 since its launch and positive reception by critics and fans alike, it's easy to see that the brand of Persona 5 has started to garner a much more broad appeal to the video game audience at large. This can be seen by the inclusion of Joker in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which was revealed on December 6, 2018 at the Game Awards last year. Man, that teaser still gives me chills. I was literally shaking when I watched the teaser live, and I still do sometimes when I finally get to play as him in Smash now. Very, very badly, that is. Anyways, Joker's inclusion in one of Nintendo's most massive and widely loved franchises has stirred up much more than just hype for a Persona character to finally be included in Smash. It has also caused many gamers to hope and long for Persona 5 in its entirety to come to another platform other than the tried and true PlayStation consoles that we have seen the mainline series exclusively on since its inception in 1996 with Revelations Persona. That console is the Nintendo Switch. Despite my long-held skepticism, the want and push for Persona 5 and Persona 5 series in general on Switch has continued to grow, and the tease for this Persona 5S has even gotten me convinced, to a point that is. Now, let's get into what I believe Persona 5S might be. First, I think we need to cover what will more than likely be P5S despite previous Persona series entries on Nintendo platforms. I think it's pretty safe to assume at this point that P5S stands for something close to Persona 5 for Switch. Before any wild speculations about previous game remasters and other spin-off ports, the long-held wanton rumor has been that Persona 5 will come to Switch due to the fan and critical reception of both the game and Nintendo's latest platform. I think it's true. Despite my continued denial of it because of PlayStation's long lineage with the series, I honestly just did not think it to be possible. But it's hard to deny the truth when it's seemingly in your face. But my acceptance of the fact that Persona 5 will be coming to Switch does not come without caveats. While I do think Persona 5 is coming to Switch, I think that it is the only mainline Persona game coming to Switch. Persona 5. Not Persona 4, not Persona 3, and definitely not Persona 5's bigger, newer brother to be further revealed on April 24th, Persona 5 The Royal. I think this fact, and this fact alone, is the only reason why I would think Sony would let this amazing 2-decade-long exclusive out of their grasp. If PlayStation gets the newer, better expanded version of Persona 5, Persona 5 The Royal, then I can see Sony letting them keep faith with Atlus while still allowing Nintendo to have Persona 5 the original on Switch. That's not to say that Nintendo will not have Atlus have a few exclusive references or costumes added to the game to allude to the ever-faithful plumber and sword and shield wielding adventurer similar to Bayonetta and Skyrim after they finally came to Nintendo platforms. This is probably the safest and more accepted idea that I think P5S could be. Other ideas I have for this probably will not make Switch fans happy, but hey, I'm happy for Persona games regardless of where they end up. Which leads me to my next less exciting but nonetheless very interesting ideas. I think Persona 5S could simply be ports of the previous Persona titles on Nintendo's 3DS. Persona Q and eventually Persona Q2. You might be thinking, what? That makes no effing sense. How are you supposed to play Persona Q and Persona Q2 without two screens? Yes, I think it's obvious that the changes would have to be made for Persona Q and Persona Q2 to work on Switch. And of course, they don't start with an S, or end with an S I mean, obviously. But hey, developers have had to overcome much bigger hurdles than this to get a game running in the past decade since video games have been made. It's entirely possible to be done, just not very probable. My third and final prediction for what P5S could be is by far the most interesting to me. I think P5S could be a Persona game that is on Switch, but is entirely exclusive, meaning that this is an entirely new game that has not been previously released on any other platforms. It's hard for me to totally conceptualize this idea as I am not an employee of Atlas, nor am I a developer or writer of any sort, but I do believe an entirely new Persona game for Switch is not entirely out of the question. Just imagine an entirely new game similar to that of Persona Q that is separate enough from the mainline games, but still has that fan service and tethers to the characters that we all know and love. So much so that in our hearts, we treat it as a mainline game anyway, despite how inconsequential they are to the overarching story that the mainline series has been creating for decades. And that is what I think of P5S. Bear in mind, this is being recorded mere days before the meaning behind P5S is supposed to be revealed on April 25th. So many, if not all my ideas for P5S are moot until they're confirmed or denied. But it is still so fun to theorize about this stuff. I mean, come on, it's awesome. Anyways, until we know more, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to my channel if you feel so inclined. Leave a comment below to let me know what you think of my P5S ideas and other theories you think it could possibly be, or maybe let me know what other Persona-centric topics you'd like me to discuss in the future. It's one of my favorite things to talk about after all. You can also follow me on Twitter at Randleton, where I tweet and retweet all matters of Persona and nerdiness. Again, thank you so much for coming by, and remember,